Hello and welcome to another session of how to become a financial analyst. Today we will discuss about the conditional formatting, and conditional formatting is a great tool to visualize your data. So here is an example. For example, these are some of my products of my company, and this is this last 6 months of the sales. It's total, and the percentage of a total as of the total sales value. So let's say if I go over here and select my my data, and the conditional formatting is always in the home ribbon. So if I click on the home ribbon, there's a conditional formatting. For example, over here I want to see the numbers which are greater than 13,000, and the moment I do, you can see that some of the numbers which are greater than 13,000 has been highlighted. I can press OK, and here I have highlighted the numbers which are greater than 13,000 over here. Or I can go here and I can say less than also. So for example, if I want to say less than, which is let's say 5,000, and over here I have multiple choice. I can say yellow with different color combinations. So let's say if I want to select this green color, I can select this and say OK, and here you see the colors become a green color, or of your choice also. Okay, so if you go here and say conditional formatting colors and greater than one, and over here if you go and say custom colors, so now you have different options to select. For example, you can select the fonts, and you say this bold those fonts for me, and over here yeah, you can say that fill this color for me and say OK, and now you can see that the color has been changed according to your desire. Okay, so now if you can, there are many other options available over here. So let's say over here, so less than, in between, equal to, or even the text. For example, these are the numbers, but if you are looking into a great text with the product names and other things, also you can also find some very specific text, and you can highlight those terms. Next option, these are the less than or greater than numbers, more or less the same thing. For example, if I select this percentage and I want to see the highest percentage in this total, so what I will do, I will go here and say not top 10, don't show me the top 10, just show me the only highest percentage, and that's how you can see that system has highlighted the top percentage, highest percentage over here. Okay, then I can also, again, if you want, I can select this whole data, and if I can select top, that means top numbers, bottom numbers, bottom percentage, average, above average. What is above average? For example, the moment I selected this whole text, you can see that the system is showing that 15,964 is the average number, and this is the total in these many counts. Now I want to see all the numbers which are higher than 15,000. So naturally I will go here, and over here I will say above average, and the moment I press above average, so okay, so system has just taken the bottom totals. So let me just take these numbers, yeah, and now I will say this, and over here above average numbers. So the moment I say above average, you can see the system has selected all those numbers which are greater than the certain amount, which is let's say in this case is 8,000. So all the numbers which are greater than 8432 has been highlighted for me. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, so sorry, what is the next is in the option is a data bar. So for example, these are some of the utility expenses I've done from Jan to December. So now if I, or my sales report for the month, which contains 40, 50, 100 SKUs. So how it is convenient for you to show this when you are discussing the meetings to your bosses, and your bosses can, rather than looking into all the number from top to down or things like this, especially when you are doing a sales reports or overhead reports, what you can do is you can select that whole number. I'm just showing a very small example, but over here, and go to the conditional formatting and say bars, and here you can select any of these bars. So for example, if I select this red color, which is more prominent, now anybody can see that which are the greater numbers in this in this in this table, and which are the lowest number. But again, I'm giving, if you are taking a sales report which has a 40-50 sales item, CSKUs and their sales for the month or something like this, when you apply this thing, there will be more. That means your boss can easily pick all those numbers which they, for example, for the overhead, they will always go and inquire for the higher number, but if it's a sales report, they will go for the lower bars. So this is again one way of doing things in this thing. Then what you can do is you can select the theme also. So for example, if I go here and go into the conditional formatting and I say show me the data colors, so now our system has selected something. Now over here what I can see is that all the higher numbers are of the blue colors, the light colors are the pink colors, and the lower colors are the blue colors. And I can clear this thing and I can select it my own numbers. For example, I go here and say more rules, and then I say for me the lowest number should be a yellow color, and the highest number colors can be my blue colors, or is it blue over here, blue colors, and say okay. So now as you can see, there's a combination of a yellow and the blue colors. So blue colors all are the highest numbers in the numbers, sort of a green are the average numbers, and the yellow are the lowest numbers over here. Same as the icons. For example, if I select this whole data and I go into my icons, so here again lower, average, higher numbers are being can be defined through the icons also for your management. So there are different options available. This option can be this options, or this can be this, or any of the option you like. So the moment I select any of the options, you can see that those signs appears with the numbers, and it's easy to identify which are the lower numbers, which are the average numbers, and which are the above average numbers. Okay, here one thing, let's say if I highlight this whole column and I say go into the conditional formatting and I want to create a new rules. Okay, so over here, and I want to create a new rule from the formula. And what is the formula for me? So I will say is equals to, now this is I4, so I will say is equals to I4 is greater than, let's say, 50,000 over here. And then I can go over here and say okay, if that's the case, highlight it with this color and say okay. And here you see all these numbers which were greater than 50,000 has been highlighted into the color I want at the background. So these are the different things you can do into the conditional formatting. Let's take a very interesting example, and I call it a sort of a bit advanced conditional formatting. So what happens that let me just clear all that which has been cleared. So one of the thing, if you want to clear the conditional formatting, go over here and say clear the rules, clear from the selected cells, okay, and all the conditional formatting will be clear. Now let's say my boss gave me three things, and he said, or I'm in the meeting and I have to present three different things. For example, I have to tell my team some of the units which are sold less than 50 units, 500 units had been sold. I have to highlight some of the units which whose cost is less than $50, and I want to show some of the items which total revenue is less than 50,000. One option is I can go individually into the columns, and then using the previous action where I say is equals to less than 500, less than 50, less than 60, I can do, and every column can display me the different colors. Okay, so our second is what I've done is here I'd use a data validation, and if you go into my beginner series, you can find a data validation. So here what I've done, I put these three things into a data validation. So let's say I select the cost. So I want that the moment I select the cost, I want all the items with the units sold less than 500 will be highlighted in the sheet. So what I will do in this case, I will go here and I say date of this new rule from the selection, and what is the rule for me, is equals to if bracket start this cell, which is F4, F4, and I want to use a dollar sign because I want it to do already this. If F4 is equals to colon unit, if this is equals to unit, then do what? All this cell, which is B4, dollar B4 less than or equal to 500, bracket close. Okay, yeah, dollar equal to 500. So if bracket start, F4, which is this cell, if is equal to or equal to unit, which is a character, then B4, which is this cell, should be less than or equal to 500, bracket close. Go into the format and say yes, I want this green color and I want thing to be bold, and say okay, and say okay. And the moment you're done, you have seen that all the things which is highlighted in this color has been moved to green color. And now I want to add the second thing and say I will go here and say manage the rules now. And over here I want to add one more new rule, and again that is from the formula. And what was that rule? I will say is equals to if bracket start this cell equal to cost, comma, then this cell, and I just want to put a dollar before C to for the column, should be less than or equal to 50, bracket close. Go into the format, select the bold thing here, go into the fill, select this color and say okay, and say okay, and say apply the rule and say okay. And now what I will do, the moment I select this thing to cost, you have seen that all these items which are less than 50 has been highlighted. So now the last thing before I close the session, manage rules, new rule from the formula. What is my rule? Is equals to if bracket start this cell is equals to revenue, then do what? Then this cell should be less than or equal to 50,000, bracket close. Go into the format, say I want to see the bold and want the fill color, and let's say this time select this blue color and say okay, and say okay, and say apply, come out. And now you can go and select the revenue, and as you can see all the numbers which are greater than 50,000 has been highlighted. So now if you are in a meeting and you are presenting to 10 to 15 people or more than that, what you do, you don't have to either make 3 different sheets with the 3 different colors, or just color the columns of what you want. You have this advanced, you can combine this conditional formatting with this option, data validation, and now you can use your different combinations while you are speaking in the meeting, and this will look more professional as compared to other people. And this is again, I hope that you have learned something new from today's today's session. If you want me to cover any specific function or scenario, then please feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel so that you can keep receiving the new series of a professional, or how to upgrade your professional skills, to upgrade or move to the next level. Again, thank you for tuning in. Bye.